I love the design of these maps, they're fucking funny. Servant. Jubilost! You don't fucking say Jubilost. Is it the Jubilost from Kingmaker? I think it's his music. It should be him. There's Jubilost in the game. Unexpected sounds break the menacing, monotonous atmosphere of the Worldwound. Business-like chatter, the lazy neighs of ponies, the clatter of instruments, and rising above everything else, a rather expressive voice. It is Jubilost! A flying ship. Now, where is the voice acting for Jubilost? They should have done full voice acting for Jubilost, goddammit. Flying ship, how could you even think of proposing such a thing? Next you'll tell me we should travel by portals or streak across the sky in a winged chariot. Don't look at me like that, I know what you mean. The discard has experienced things you wouldn't see in your worst nightmare. That it's time to return and put its wheels up beside the fire. Exhales creaking as it tells its grandchildren stories of its wild youth, that I can afford more reliable transportation at this wreck. To this I will say that great explorers and discoverers set out on their expeditions on foot and they didn't complain about it. Yet you can't even survive comfortable ground-based travel in an ordinary cart. And with that, the owner of the expressive voice turns to you and nods as he'd expect to see anyone else. Jubilost Narthropple. I'm just passing through. Succeeded in knowledge of world check. The name is familiar to you. Narthropple is an eccentric gnome scholar from Upsilon. Traveler, explorer, popularizer of science, journalist, and author of dozen books and countless articles. Due to his overly sharp tongue, he's been sentenced to death or exile by no fewer than 3 or 4 nations of Golarion. Every year, new rumors surface of his death and the hands of some offended monarch or other. I heard about you. You're a scientist and an explorer, aren't you? Jubilost Narthropple. Yes, he's Nidio. He's copycat. The author of distillation of magical liquids in the field. Yes, that's me. I take it I have the honor of speaking to a fellow scientist. With a fellow scientist and a successful rival, a future successful rival, I intend to take your place in the department of the College of Mysteries. On my way to the headmaster's seat, naturally. By the way, the blood of the mythic demons cannot be distilled by your method, and neither can the slime of an ordinary carnivore's blood. Obviously not. Jubilost doesn't seem offended. On the contrary, he's looking at Ninio with growing interest. My distillation method was developed for distillations carried out in the material plane. For liquids originating on the material plane, demon blood does not meet these conditions. For extraplanar liquids, I developed a new method described in my article in the first issue of National Academy in 4817. We've got a whole century to go before 4817. Yes, of course, that's correct, but the article was scheduled for publication in advance. Advanced article 100 years later. To be fair, I do not require data on extraplanar entities for my encyclopedia. Therefore, demons and their blood as such do not interest me. I have not yet finished the section on cult alchemists. The main focus of their work is potions based on demon's blood. To support my thesis and the average cult alchemist lacks any real knowledge of the subject, I need to make a breakthrough in this field. An approach worthy of a true scientist. I wish I could linger and try to reconstruct my method from memory, but I don't have time to spare. Sir Encyclopedist. And at the same time a practitioner and a field researcher. That's right, I'm Nenio. I just need to clarify a couple of details, I'll figure out the rest on my own. Of course, I'd be happy to be of assistance, even if nothing comes of it. We could continue the discussion by correspondence. Listen in silence. Certainly possible. Let's return to the issue at hand. To what degree should I saturate the blood with the steam during distillation? My previous attempt resulted in an explosion, which suggests that the durability of standard distillation apparatus is not without limit. To what degree saturate what? You're using direct distillation. I am. Dry steam distillation is not a viable option. What absolutely, utterly inconceivable nonsense. In my second article in National Alchemy, I proved beyond the shadow of a doubt that direct distillation is not suitable for magical liquids, and only a properly isolated steam coil allows us to consider the distillation process effective. In the section of my encyclopedia detailing the uses of distillation apparatuses, I completely unravel every argument of your work on the benefits of dry steam distillation. So you're interested in distillation, they're calling excellent. Then subscribe to National Alchemy and wait until my article reaches these parts. I'm afraid I'm in a rush and cannot offer you any advice on the subject. So there, where did we leave off, Commander? I heard rumors of your death. These rumors never stop. I'm not a death jockey, but a field researcher and a cartographer. I spent most of my time on the road, stopping only briefly to finish a paper or give a lecture. Every time the unknown of new mysterious land swallows me, my detractors jump at the chance to spread stories of my death. I've been credited with perishing in the depths of the eye of Abendego, meeting my end at the hands of the Whispering Tyrant when the last wall fell, and many far less impressive deaths, such as being drowned by kobolds in a river in a place not marked on any map. That's when we first encountered Jubilost. Hogwash. I do not imagine myself immortal, but so far I've been able to avoid meeting Pharasma. There's still so much to learn about this world. Jubilost's speech seems confident, there is no reason to doubt his words, yet he mentioned the fall of Lustwall as well-known fact, but you know for certain this nation is alive and well. You just happen to be passing through so deep in the Worldwound. Jesus Christ, you can kill Jubilost. What's bothering you? Of course, I didn't mean to say this happened by accident. Passing through simply means I do not intend to conduct extensive research of educational work here. Just make a few observations here and there. What's wrong with your cart? Again, his cart is broke. I suppose I should have led with this. Sadly, my cart is stuck, and my assistants, as it turns out, are completely incapable of applying the most simple practical skills of fixing this blessed wagon. I would appreciate your help, Commander. All you need to do is attach the wheel, clear the road, and calm the poor ponies. The Worldwound causes them great stress. How do you know I'm a Commander? I haven't introduced myself. Obviously, it's about my acumen. Surely you didn't expect a renowned scientist to be so ignorant as not to recognize the most significant historical figure of this region and era. You're asking me to fix your cart. Me, the commander of the 5th Crusade and wielder of mythical power. Why not? Perhaps your mythical power allows you to snap your fingers and make a new cart materialize. If not, I would be grateful if you could fix this one. Your manner of conversing is audaciously arrogant. It's appealing, I mean. I don't recall you introducing yourself, young man. Count Dira Narandea, at your service. Oddly enough, I've read about you in a news item of high society scandals I stumbled upon in the cabin of Absalom Perry when I had nothing else with which to occupy myself. So I'm famous even if Absalom. Infamous, perhaps. Not the sort of fame to be proud of, young man. Anyone can consume one too many Numerian potions and throw a wild party on the roof of the cathedral, but it's better to strive to gain renown through intelligence and hard work. I'll see what I can do. This is wonderful. Don't think me an ungrateful lout. I'll be sure to mention your generosity in the article I write about the encounter. I'm going to take some notes and you may get started on the repairs, Commander. Trickily fix the wheel. Calm the ponies. Clear the way for the cart. Trickily fix the wheel. After 10 minutes of work, a thought just occurred to me, Commander. What do you think of your place in history? You've done the unthinkable, you renounce your mythical powers. He knows I renounced my mythical powers. Do you regret it? Few would have given up such power of immortality. Is this an attempt to interview me? Were this an interview, I'd be asking you awkward questions. I have plenty, believe me. I could start by asking about the source of the mythical power that made all of Mendem consider you the chosen one of the gods. And then move on to asking how does it feel to be the hero in one of the greatest scams in modern history. But I'm not doing this. I'm merely satisfying my greatest scams in modern history. Perhaps my fate has been far from ordinary. And are those forced to follow you happy? Those who depend on you? Or are you one of those people who goes ahead without bothering to ask the opinions of others? Then again, who am I to lecture one of the greatest figures of our time? Be on your way, and Desna will aid you. I'll just stand here by the side of the road and take some notes. Do you revere Desna too? You must... I think every companion has a conversation with Jubilost. The goddess smiles upon wanderers, sister Desna, and of a very unusual kind. I've been to many places, I hope to visit many more. I'm surprised at your admiration. Does Golarion truly overshadow the wonders of extraplanetary travel for you? In the past I did not travel, I hunted. I saw no wonders. I did not understand the delight of walking the road, seeing new places or making new acquaintances. So you've surely seen more than I have, because I could not see, my eyes were closed. Then I wish you to keep them open and see all that you wish to see. It's worth it to spend a lifetime traveling, or even more than one. Calm the ponies. Mr. Narthropple, did you fall asleep or something? I haven't heard any snide commands or philosophical rants for a good 6 minutes now. Something is clearly amiss. An attempt to practice your wit at my expense. Not bad for an amateur. Wit is a useful quality. Sadly, it's not always accompanied by the intelligence to assess whom you can safely mock and whom you should leave alone. Somebody help, I can't handle him alone. Ask him why he allows himself to make such harsh remarks about all and sundry. Wait for his answer and it will probably be something like, I'm just being honest, and smile sarcastically. Great, if you could also explain how I'm supposed to smile sarcastically with a mug like this. I can barely smile, period. Young man, you should channel this energy in a more useful direction. That said, you already fight under the commander's leadership. This somewhat changes my opinion of you and your clumsy jabs at me. I'm almost willing not to consider you a pair of pompous juveniles. Clear the way. That's it. I did what I could. Oh yes. I suppose I should be on my way. How unfortunate, I haven't yet satisfied my curiosity. Well, can you do? Time waits for no one. I have the feeling there's something you're not telling me. There's some strange slips in your speech and demeanor. I must admit that thing is not one of my talents. I was hoping to casually run into you in a completely natural way, then ask a few questions. But it is tricky to appear natural when this chance encounter takes place in the middle of the Worldwound and you come from the future. Yes, exactly as I said. Some of my friends, many in number but acting as one, can do the most curious things to time. I humbly asked them for an opportunity to meet the legendary commander of the 5th Crusade in person. I desperately wanted to take a few notes on such a fateful figure in Golarion history for my article of the Age of the Last Omens. I hope you're not angry about this small masquerade, and even if you are angry, I'm still satisfied. One of the 5 major historical ages of the Inner Sea region. It is the age in which we find ourselves today, having supplanted the age of enthronement, when the death of the god Aroden threw the entire planet into decades of turmoil and confusion. Best of luck to you. I hope you come by these parts again. 1,000 more discoveries await me. I can't stay in one place too long. I'm glad to have met you. This conversation provided me much food for thought. Farewell, Commander. I almost forgot. I was asked to give you this golden toad. Who asked you? What toad? Oh, he went back to future. He went back to future. Golden toad. What? Ah, from Kingmaker, a toad statuette made of solid gold. Yo. Shit. It looks more like an idol than a decorative figure. I remember it from Kingmaker. Yo, shit.
I won't take that.
Jubilost. That was nice of them, they added Jubilost here.